Testing. Testing. All right. Let's see if I can do this. All right. Throat clearing on a stream. That's pro. Yeah, so I'm gonna sit here and try to come up with why my mod is not behaving in a number of ways. I listed those out here. Charmed enemies sometimes go in the water and get sad, and Ike in particular will do this. My theory on this one is that they have a target because I'm bashing a target, like the nearest thing to them that they need to go after. They don't have a path to it. So they're like, I want this target. I'm going to path to it. I can't path to it, but I still want this target, but I'm going to path to it. And they just stand there. So that's one. Unable to recharm after portaling. That's the one I'm looking at right now. No bow on creating a new character. I tried to reproduce this. This was reported by XMall, and I'm not sure what's going on there. I haven't had a repro case yet, but I believe him, that he got this. Could have to do with having the mod loaded and coming into and out of games or changing modes. I tried one time to do that. Started a game in one mode, started a game in Pacifist, got a bow. So I'm looking at that. I'll look at that one. Let's see. Thread's having some trouble with OBS, and it seems to be mod related. So I want to look into that and see if I can reproduce that. Anna and Christina reported follow distance is awfully close, and X2. Pixel Diablo says, I didn't test with Dvergr at all, so I need to spawn some in and play around with them because they have complicated faction since they change factions on you if you break their stuff. And then also I want to look at Thralls just taking off after a deer and disappearing. And then that leads to charm breaks, and then they just forget about you. I would like them to try to get back to you after charm breaks, so you have to deal with them. But that's not happening right now. Maybe that's a feature. Maybe we want them to like chase after something, kill it, and then just blip off the map. And then I want to maybe look at a toggle for Pacifist as like a overlay to any other mode. And that's if I want to try to do a new feature. I may not have the mental wherewithal, but we'll see. So yeah, so I'm going to dive in, and I'm going to be looking at unable to recharm after portaling first. I'm looking at the projectile code right now. I don't know if you guys can see this. Maybe I make the font bigger while I'm streaming. I don't know if this reads. I have to wait for it to come up on my OBS or on YouTube to see what it looks like. Maybe it's about to stream. It's like, man, it's like 15 seconds behind. Maybe that's readable if you're sitting at your computer. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try to make it a little easier for people to see, making the font a little bigger. But until someone's here, I'll probably not, because then I can read code. So my current theory is that there's a problem with portaling because there's a lifetiming issue with characters, or the enemies, where Valheim effectively despawns them and then respawns them when you get back into range. And that process of despawning and respawning, like basically taking them out of memory, putting them back in memory, doesn't set them up the same way as when they got despawned. So they may be missing some information. And for whatever reason, I decided to hang data off of the net object that Valheim is using. And there may be a better way to handle charming. And maybe I just want to charm. Like charm just means that your player faction and I'm not setting this flag. But my theory is that this flag is cleared when you portal back in. But I don't really understand why. So I'm going to break up here. I'm going to increase the size. I'm going to break up the code here. And the only power I really have here to debug is print, because I can't like stop the game and inspect the code, inspect the values of the variables, step through the code. Like normally when you're programming, you can inspect what you're programming as it's running. I'm not set up for that. So the only thing I can do is the old school, just spew some text out to a log file. And so that's how I'm going to be trying to find problems. I mean, that's how I developed this whole mod. It's very primitive, I guess. So let me check on my OBS chat if there's a way to do that. Pardon the Hall of Mirrors. I'm not sure how to view that. Yeah, I don't know how this freaking program works. Somewhere there's a YouTube chat pop out, I think. Anyway, wait a minute. Oh, okay, Pixel Diablo. I see you're on. Awesome. Hello, man. How's it going? Okay, so get ready for a stream of consciousness programming stream. All right, let's get back to it. So what I want to do is print out when I go through a portal and I shoot the dude. I want to see if it still thinks he's charmed. And so I'm going to be printing this value out to the console. And I've got a setup going where I can test it. It's docs. You're not reading this. Well, yeah, on docs chat. Docs. What's docs? I am reading it. I've got I set up my potato laptop so I can look at a YouTube chat. I've got the video running on the laptop, and so I don't have to docs. You're telling me how to use OBS. Docs. Tube Live control panel, is that it? Concurrent viewers 1. Hell yeah. Yeah. Chat. It's sitting right. So I told you I'm fried. There it is. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Pixel. TIL. Okay. All right, so we're running the Heim over here. I'm going to get the window shrunk down so I can look at the output log and the window at the same time. Let's look at OBS out or BepInEx output. Something like that. Okay, so let's see, I'm in Pacifist. There's my test character. Now I'm going to test and see if I get that print statement to my log over there. Oh, there's an exception in update AI patch postfix. Holy cannoli. All right, something went really awry there. Update AI patch. Okay. Postfix. Take a look at that function real quick. Let's see, what is it? It's monster AI update AI. There it is. So what's the exception thrown? You get a line number? Line number 763. Wait, 76. I can't read that. Oh, my eyes are blurry. 7652. 7652 right here. The distance between local player and the instance of the AI's M character is throwing an error. So the instance of the AI doesn't have an M character. That's not right. That shouldn't be possible. Let's see if that's null. I want to print a message. Debug log error. Monster AI instance character is null. Okay. And then return. Right out of the bat, right off the bat, I have an exception that's being thrown. Couple hours available. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to try to break it some more before I have anything testable, I think. But I definitely caught something right there, so that's progress. I kind of do like the idea of making this a toggleable thing, so you can play Trailblazer as Pacifist or Saga as a Pacifist. All right, am I still throwing exceptions? Yes, I am. All right, 7658. 658 right here. Okay, so it's not that. It must be the local player. It's the only other thing that local player is null, or transform doesn't have a position. That's not possible either. Well, we got to test that too. So since that must be it. I bet that's it. I bet the player's not loaded yet, and it's trying to update Monster AI for something that is loaded, and there's no player. And I just assumed that there would be a player at this point. Let's see if game mode. Here's a question for you, Pixel. Can you read this text on my screen? It's like I can't tell if this is big enough to be readable over a YouTube video, or if it's too big. Then I'd love to make it smaller because it's easier to program with lots of text. You might be able to hear my cat screaming in the background. It's something she does when I get home from work. I throw her some treats. She scrambles around, finds them. Then she walks from room to room and just yells because her brain is something wrong with her brain. I'm not sure cats have brains so much as just like a little bunch of like twitch muscle tissue in their head. Oh, you can? Okay. Well, I'm going to try to do it bigger so it's a little easier to see what I'm doing. And I don't think I can increase the text size in IL Spy, but that would be interesting too. Ooh, reset layout. Thank you. Assemblies, analyze. Where's my analyze window? So garish. Theme? Is there a dark theme? Oh, hell yeah. That's way better. Okay, where's the search window? There it is. All right, this might be fun. Can I make the font bigger? I can. Oh, there we go. That's maybe too big. This isn't bigger though. Let's go 12. 13. There we go. Now we can look at inside Valheim what the objects are and all that goodness. Is there another way to increase font size? Nope. All right. Well, at least that's a little better. Right. So this is the exception is probably just that the player's not loaded. And if this doesn't barf all over my log with red text, then that's a good fix because no, it's doing it. All right, we're at 7663. 663. Same line. So I checked this. I checked that. What else could it be? Oh, wait. Yeah, local player is null. That's exactly what it is. I just forgot to put a return here. Okay, so that was that problem. We'll leave that. Okay. All right, now on to actually fix the bug I'm trying to find. Okay, Pacifist. Go, go, go. All right, so the recharm worked, right? I set the charm duration to 30 seconds to make this easier to test. So this is interesting. After it recharms him, he attacks my structures. See that? He shouldn't be attacking structures because the charm disables that for him. But he's doing it anyway, so that's a bug. So wait for this to break and then shoot him again and see if he keeps doing it. All right. Come here, boar boy. Miss. How do I miss it point blank? That's just terrible. Come here. All right, I can't recharm him. So that's one of the bugs. All right, let's see what the log says about that. Oh, I wonder if I can increase the font size of this log. I can. Consoles bold. Okay, so that's somewhat legible. Okay, so I have to move this over here. So hit character boar, clone of faction, forest monsters, and group blank. NView is boar clone. So NView has a value, and ZNet view exists. So what that means, if I go back to the code, is when I shoot him, all right, where's the shoot? Okay, here. Projectile on hit. No. Projectile. Here it is. On hit. Post fix, meaning after the Valheim function occurs. I'm saying hit character is. So the hit character is the boar clone. Clone is just how Unity does. Hit character is of faction forest monsters. So his current faction is forest monsters, not player. And group is blank. So there's no, he's not in a group. Boars are typically in their own special group, which makes them, I think enemies that can be tamed have a special group identifier. And I suspect Dvergr does too. So I really want to try that. And then the NView value is NView. So it's saying boar clone is the name of the network view of that character, so it's a valid structure. So then what I do is, if hit char enview is unequal to null, I got my logic reversed. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a stupid bug. I was saying if there's an enview that's valid, just don't do anything. How did this ever work? I guess if it didn't, you could charm it if it didn't have a network view. I don't think I need to use network view. Hey, Christine. Yeah, I just got home from work too, so thanks for coming into the stream. I think I just fixed a bug with recharm. I had my logic reversed. But I think this whole deal that I'm using enview for is what's screwing me, because I think if you portal away and go to a different part of the world and then you portal back, it reloads the character, and I don't think the data is retained, but I could be wrong. I am going to try that right now. Let's see. Yeah, see, I fixed a bug as soon as Christine showed up. I think coincidence? I don't know. All right, so he recharmed on load. Is he still trying to attack my shit? Yeah, he is. Which is wacky, because when I recharm, yeah, I can hear him back there. I'm waiting for his timer to pop. When I recharm him, I specifically say attack player objects false. So clearly that's getting reset somehow. All right, so now his charm broke. So if I fixed it, I should be able to recharm him. Hey, what do you know? All right, so I'm going to portal away. All right, then I've got this guy. Whoops. Come here. Charm him, because he's been charmed before. Alright, I can charm him. Good. Alright, I'm going to portal away. And I need to be able to recharm this boar. He's still attacking my shit. Okay, he's feral again. Whoa, hello. Ah, he's so fast. So, if he's not charmed, I'm surprised that he's still fast, honestly. But I can recharm him, so that's potentially fixed. Ooh, uh-oh. If he's already charmed, I can still charm him. Okay. That's a lot of chicken crowing. God, that's so stupid. Oh my god. Alright, so let me look at that, because I shouldn't be able to recharm him if he's already charmed. So if the projectile hits him, we don't do damage. That's correct. And then here I'm saying hit character, skip if it's already charmed. Oh, okay, that is the bug. So what I really want to do here is, if the hit character has the value charmed and it's true, just return. So that was the bug. All right, I can remove a bunch of this debug code, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to comment it out. Christine, is this text visible to you, this code here? I want to dial in. I want to be able to program, but also you guys can see what I'm doing, because I might refer to the text. Yeah, going far enough away. I suspect it has to do with the network model. I'm going to test that next. So I fixed this. This should Like if it's a problem with unloading the character and reloading it and not getting the charmed value back, which I think it maybe is, then that'll show up now. And those portals are very far away on my map. Anyway, okay, let me go ahead and try that out. Okay, so that's probably big enough for coding. Feels like I'm looking through a fishbowl or something. I normally have as much text on the screen as possible, which probably explains why my eyes don't work anymore. All right, recharm, and he's going to attack stuff. Going to portal away. Don't push me, son. Hit him. All right, I cannot charm him. That's unexpected. All right. Oh, bummer to that. What did I do? I did something wrong, clearly. Oh, the boar's charm broke. Can I recharm him? Where is he? Teleports. Where'd you go, buddy? Woohoo! Yeah, I can't charm him again either. Did I break this? I broke it backwards. Let me reread what I wrote. If hit care is charmed, get bool is true, and then return. So if he's already charmed, so that makes it sound like charm breaks, but he's still charmed. No. That's not a thing. Hit character and view get bool charmed, right? And get bool just sends back whatever the ZDO says it is. Yeah, okay, so that's just returning the data object. So that should be false if charm breaks, because uncharm enemy should have been called, and I set charm to false here. So there may be a case where this doesn't get called, and charmed is never set to false, so he's still, well, let's find out. I'll print the value. I'll print the value where? Right here. Charmed values, get bool. Okay. Let's see if that's the issue. Hey, Immunity, what's up? Heading to bed. That's something I should be doing right now instead of doing this, but I'm so tired that I'm wired. I don't know if that ever happens to you, but so I'm just gonna ride it out by making bugs, I guess. While you guys are here, I could do a quick demo of how people patch Valheim. It's kind of interesting. Just like how this whole patching system works. All right, he's charmed. Can't recharm him while he's charmed. He's attacking my shit. I'm gonna go see if I can charm this guy, because he would probably have that flag set. So, oh, come on, stand still, please, would you? Turn off that. Yeah, so I can't recharm him. All right, that should have hit. So let's look at the log. I got to get jog speed factor spam off here. Charmed is true. So it's still set to true, even though he's clearly not charmed. So that is my problem. What's happening is something is preventing this from happening. Target, end view, valid. I bet it's that. The end view is unloaded. But the target, this character is unloaded. And it's skipping that, and it's just removing his pin and removing the effect and all that stuff. Charm enemy sets his AI back to something like normal. Remove charm effect, fixes his color. So that's got to be missing this because of that. One wonders. I'm going to try that theory. Just going to pull out the valid. Because maybe, I don't care if it's valid, I can still write to it. Change his faction back. And then set this. Another theory is that while he's charmed and I unload him, this thing gets terminated, never gets, I don't know. Try this theory first. Yeah, that bow's terrible, and those arrows are awful. That's kind of on purpose, though. I want the charming is so powerful that I want it to be really hard to do, and you have to get really close to do it, so it's dangerous. Maybe that's not the way we go, but initially I want to, risk reward. Want it to be, have to get like right up in there. Maybe at higher skill. Pardon me, I'm taking my shoes off. You guys totally didn't need to know that. At higher skill, maybe it's moot, but my thought is that wood arrows just pretty much categorically suck throughout the entire game, and that's kind of why I chose them. It does make it funnier. It makes it a lot more slapstick, and this mode is meant to be a bit slapstick. All right, Boar Boy. He's charmed. All right, what about the other guy? I think the other guy may already be uncharmed, but have that flag set to true, and so he's kind of scuffed at this point. So, yeah, I'm gonna dev command him. All right, you're gone. All right. All right, you're my new favorite. Oops. Was that about the bow being inaccurate? All right, so here he goes. This is way across the map, so I'm gonna unload him. I see the boar is still pissed. Charm you. Still, you maniac. All right, so he may be scuffed. I'm like the other spot is like down here somewhere, or by where Hilder is. So I'm like way across the map right now. Let's see, check on Grayling and see if he's fixed. And I may give up on this whole use the net object to set the charmed flag, blah blah blah, and find some other way to do it. So he's uncharmed now. No, I still can't recharm him. And whoops. And the log says, oh, good lord. What's it saying here? No. Wait, there it is. Charmed is true. So it's not getting cleared at all. Gotta get rid of that jog factor spam. Okay, interesting. All right, so yeah, that's interesting. So he is still considered charmed, even though it popped. That means that what? Right, that's never getting called. But the faction is changing, so maybe this just isn't taking effect. I'm starting to think this is a red herring. I mean, what am I trying to say? Brain. This technique of putting a flag on the enemy kind of sucks. I think maybe I'll just go directly by faction and see if we can ignore charmed entirely and just go by if target and target. Yeah, okay. I'm going to try that. I'm going to remove charm flag stuff completely. FX hen love. That's the name of that particle effect and sound effect that I'm playing when you charm somebody. It's called FX hen love. I love that. Okay, charmed. Okay, that's damage. Here's charmed. The hit character, if he's not null or the player or dead, and you hit him. If he's already player faction, so let's do it that way. So faction is character faction player. Players. Bleh. Or should I do it if there's another way to do it? Char is enemy. Friend. Enemy. Local player is enemy. Something like there's something in there. I'll do it this way for now. Wait a minute. I'm gonna fire up IL Spy here real quick. See if there's is enemy. Oh, it's in the AI. You say, is this guy my enemy? But only if it's an AI. So if hit char character, I have to get his AI and then see if the player is an enemy. That would be a good way to do it. I might do it that way if this works. So, faction is players. Forget about it. Don't charm him. Otherwise, set the charm. All right. And then when I charm him, this is the charm function. We get his faction and we set him to charmed, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do that variable. I add him to a list of charmed characters. I may not need to do that. We charm him. Send a message to the HUD. Calculate how long we want him to be charmed. So while he's charmed, I'm just updating the map pin here, unless he's dead, in which case I blow out of there. Then, if he's not dead, he's not unloaded, reset his faction. So I don't want to do the charm thing. And then I remove the effect and set his AI back to normal and tell the player. All right. So that all looks okay. Where else do I do charm? All right. So this is for recharm. If you're in the list of the characters that I charmed. So this is after load. Oh, here's a problem though. Oh wait, all charmed characters clear. I get all the characters and then I look for this flag. So if you quit, reload, it'll get all the characters that are loaded and then charm them all, which I don't want. So I can't use faction because pretty much nothing will be the player faction. Everything will get set to player faction and they'll all be charmed. So I need some way to flag them. Oh, good night, immunity. I probably missed you, but you know, get some good sleep, man. So what's a good way to set some data on a character that persists and gets saved? One wonders. We have a quick peek into character. Okay. Is there like a general flag field or something with like a list of crap I can just like hang some data in? I don't see anything. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Path, interesting. Net view, ZNet view. ZNet view, I think that's Iron Gate's invention and not Unity. But I could be wrong. Yeah, it's from Valheim's assembly, and that means it's from their code. There's a flag field in the ZDO, zone data object. Data flags, what's in that? Persistent, distant, created, distant. Okay, well, I could bash a value in there, but they use all the bits. 8421 or no, it's only a byte. I can't go in there. Object tag, no. God, I wish the zone data object thing worked. So the only other alternative is for me to save all the data myself and restore it in my own list. Which means that if you log out and log back in, it has to load from the save file. So I need to store it in the save file, which is I can do. It's just a pain in the butt. These sat. God, that should work though, huh? Why doesn't that work? It's returning true that they're charmed when it clearly hasn't been. So how is it breaking? All right, I'm going to undo my recent faction changes because that's not going to work. Back that all out. Oop. Okay. jog speed factor, run speed factor. All right, there's where I've got charmed. Make sure that it's still checking it in all the places. It is. Okay. So I'm going to assume that that's working and that somehow it's not uncharming. Let's see, does any other temporary state for player mob apply for that scenario, like potions? Yeah, I think potions are handled as status effects, and that is stored. So let me look at status effects, and status effects are temporary things that modify all these different. Here, let me bring that list up. Status, you can make your own. I mean, like I could add my own status effects, and status effects allow you to modify all sorts of stuff: regen, stamina regen, walk velocity, stamina drain, bunch of other stuff too. And there's a bunch of status effects in here already. Let's see, SE. Let's try SE. Like here are the status effects: burning when you catch fire, cozy when you're rested, demister when you're you have your wisp light out, frost. I'm not sure what finder is. Harpooned, etc. Puke, rested. And the potions, I think, are handled with this system. But let's check. See if there's any potion. Oh. Mead. No. Peace category meads, but that's for making mead. Meow, 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 meow. What's I doing? Oh, right. Status effects. That actually might be a completely reasonable way to handle charm, is just create a status effect that sets the faction, and then the faction, when the status effect wears off, the faction returns. What I'm doing is spinning off a function that executes alongside Valheim that watches the enemy, and then when the time expires, it reverts the faction. And I'm willing to bet that something else is stopping this function, and it's never executing this part, where it's like, oh yeah, okay, let's restore your faction. So I'm just gonna put a thing in here that just says uncharmed, and see if that always gets called when the charm breaks. Okay, seconds. See, I got rid of those log warnings for movement. Jog. Okay, that one's off. That one's off. All right, let's try this. Do I save backups? Not really. I freely undo and redo while I'm editing. It's possible to my cat to hit the keyboard and screw that history up, which has happened. When I have something that I think is in an interesting state, I'll push it up to Git. Just punch in a little comment and send it up to Git, and then if I need to restore to an earlier version, if I really get in the weeds, I can go back to a previous one. But in general, I'm most of what I do when I'm modding this thing is just hacking around, because I don't really understand Unity, I don't really understand C++, and I don't really understand the Valheim code. So I just like poke this part, see what happens. Oh, that's cool. I like that. All right, charmed, not charmed, not charmed, not charmed. That should have hit him. All right, what's the message? Yeah. All right. Local player is null. Okay, that's that fix from earlier. So there's at least one good fix. So hit character bore ZDO charmed true. So he thinks it. Oh, he is charmed. Well, that's. Well, derp. Of course he's. Stop attacking my shit. Come on, charm break. There we go. Alright, you little monster, come here. Alright, that's a good sign. It recharmed him. Because charmed was false. So I see the uncharmed in the log down here. Down here in the log it says uncharmed. Okay. So he's charmed. I'm going to teleport away. Oh, whoops. I'm going to teleport away and see if, when that breaks, if I see uncharmed. Hello. So he's acting like he's charmed, but his faction is wrong. And it may just be because he was saved that way. His faction is clearly not player because his health bar would be green. And I don't want to... Okay, I'm not seeing uncharmed happening. I'm going to go back. So uncharmed never got called. Now I'm back and he is uncharmed. And I bet I can't recharm him. Still. Yeah, I can't recharm him. And it says he's already... He says he's still charmed. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that uncharmed is never getting called, but yet he's getting uncharmed, which makes me think he's getting dumped out of memory. Oh yeah, undisposed? No. What is it? It's on destroy. So if he gets destroyed... Oh, if he gets destroyed, I'm setting charmed to false. I'm already doing that. Maybe he's not getting destroyed. I don't... Uncharmed. Let's make this more useful. Target that name. If he's on destroy, instance that name. Okay, set charm to false. Remove him from the list. Remove the minimap pin. So something about... I must not know how this works because it seems like if you set this to false or true, it would remember it. But something else is doing something. Okay. I'm going to look at what a ZDO actually does. The zone data object. And I want to look at lifetiming, which means... So there's an update, there's setting, removing, reset. Removing values. I wonder if I should remove the value instead of just testing a Boolean. Or if that would cause the same problem. Let him look, invalidate sector. Now that's interesting. Sector invalidated. I don't understand how the networking works. Set type, set distant. That's a flag. Increase data revision. Set distant. Load. So it loads the zone data object. Give you extra data. Totally don't understand this code. All right, fine. So owner. What I'm looking for is something that's like unload or nothing like that. But I can add and remove an int. And it makes me wonder if maybe I should try that. Seems like the same idea as set and get. But how do I add? Strip old data. I don't know what that does either. So I see get, I see set, I see remove. So maybe I do set and remove. Instead of get. If I remove it, how do I check to see if no. Yeah, it just looks like it's a big list of stuff you can stick in a dictionary and be like, here's a thing, here's a value, give me the value for that thing. Hmm. Wait, hold up. I saw an on destroy message. Player. Oh, that was from the title screen. There's the error with local player not being loaded. Okay. Alright, so now I have a charm boy. If I portal, will he destroy? On destroy, boar, grayling, deer, boar. I think he got destroyed. It didn't print my destroy message though. Did it? Yeah, no, it did. This is it. So it actually destroys the objects. And so this guy just got created. He's already set charm to true. Yep. And I bet if I port away, he gets destroyed. There's a grayling in this list. There he is. He got destroyed. So on destroy, on destroy is getting called, and it's this set charmed thing is not taking effect. On destroy this guy, then immediately set charm, but that has having no effect. So maybe before it destroys the object, I want to set this. But that could be after it saves it. Humanoid on destroy. Let's see what humanoid on destroy does. Calls on destroy. Let's see. Special effects manager on destroy. As characters remove. Enemy HUD remove character HUD. That's what character remove does. Just removes each character by just taking it out of a list. And not much. Status effect manager destroys the status effects on him. This is on character. Destroy for character. Is there... Yeah, character includes enemies. So... I'm doing this after it's destroyed. They need to do this before. So prefix functions get called before the actual Valheim function. Postfix functions get called after the function. So I can jump in before Valheim does its thing, go, no, you can do this, and I can stop it and say, don't even do the thing you were going to do. Or I can come in after the function and clean it up or change it. Like Valheim makes a decision, I can look at that decision and then change it. And I was doing this after the destroy chain for the object. It's like, okay, you've been destroyed, but it makes more sense to do it before because the object still exists, and I might be able to get this value set before this object goes away. And that may be my bug. And again, maybe it isn't. I think prefix requires a return value, but let's see. Prefix is a function of harmony, which is what you use to patch into this code. Let's see if harmony complains when I launch. Quick peek. No. Okay, maybe that's going to work. You got to remove that message. It's handling it, but it's... Alright, so... Unload Piggy. Alright, I think he got destroyed. You were probably saved with the wrong data. Yes, I can't charm you, but I'm going to go back and see. Oh, his charm's broke, but can I recharm him is the question. I don't think I can. Yep, he's still set to charm true. Okay. So, on destroy was getting called when I left. This was getting set to false. But when it recreated him, it was still set to true. So it's like setting it to true. Setting it to false never happens. When I... Huh. Character... On disable, enable. What's disable? Removes them from a list of instances. All right. Let's see what ILSpy says about character on disable. Who calls this? This is called by player on disable. Oh, that's not useful. Let's try character on destroy. Who calls that? Humanoid on destroy. Who calls that? Player on destroy. Not called by anybody. So this is player on destroy, which does manipulate the ZDO. But this is for the player. Humanoid on destroy just calls base on destroy. What's this? Oh, this. Yeah, we looked at this one. Remove character HUD. Destroy the HUD. Remove it from the list. It does nothing. Maybe it is safer to make my own status effect than do this. Because either I need to figure out how characters get loaded and unloaded, or I need to find a different way to do this. The home rolled way would be to create my own list, create an ID, save that ID to save data. When you load back in, it pulls those IDs out. But if the characters are loading and unloading, the ID may not match. So I'm not guaranteed to get the same ID for the same character if it creates a new one when you load back in. Unless this ID is stable. What? Okay, target. So target dot ID, get instance ID. That's stable. Oh, it calls C++ code. Can't look at it. Get hash code. Runtime helpers get hash code. And it calls into C++ as well, so I don't know what that does. Let's see, ID. ZDO ID. UID, UID. ZDO.muid. Analyze what assigns this. Humanoid awake. So the ZDO hash code is the user key, user ID, hash code ORed with ANDed with, what is this? Operator, exclusive OR with another hash code. So I don't think that's stable. I don't know. Let's see, there's awake. There's that awake. Mod group. ZAnim. Where's CDO ID? NView. Here it is. Register. NPC damage. RBC damage. Get bool tamed. Looks like it uses the ZDO when it wakes the character up. What's the opposite of waking up? It's not sleep. I don't see a sleep in here. Okay, enable, disable. I think awake is a Unity thing. It's Googleable. On a behavior awake, yep. Wake is only called once during the lifetime of a script instance. Start is called on the frame when a script is enabled, just before any of the update methods are called the first time. Start is called exactly once in the lifetime of the script, and always after awake. Start is not called on any object until awake has been called. So neither one is what I'm looking for. They only call once. See if any unload function. No. Yeah, maybe the trick is to make a status effect, my own status effect, and have that just set his. As you get setup called trigger start effects. Yeah, so the setup trigger start effects, and there's stop, which removes start effects, which is exactly what I want. And that should persist across the zone, and I'm not like worried about objects being deleted because it will store them. How do they keep tame animals saved on a file with the world? I don't know. Looks like character tamed is stored. Let's see where it's stored. It looks like it's stored right where I'm trying to store charmed. It's stored in the zone data object, Boolean value. And then a kick in the pants. RPC set tame just sets that value to whatever. Wait a minute, how does this work? Set the hash to this value as tamed is the hash. And I'm just using a string. I think I can do that with a set. Yeah, you can pass in a string. All it does is make a hash code out of it and then sets the value. So same. That calls that exact same function. So so why is theirs working and mine is not? If I'm not the owner, times the last tame check is tamed. NetB is not valid, don't do anything. Otherwise return tamed is tamed. Tamed is set by set tamed, which if we're the owner and a tamed state is not set it, and then set it to the value of that variable in the, that's just a hash, right? Yeah. That's maddening. Oh, right. And in other words, just tame them instead of trying to charm them. I actually did try that and just set them to tamed and not do all the stuff that I'm doing. But I wasn't getting the behavior I wanted. Since you're suggesting it, let's try that real quick. I can actually just delete all that. So I'll just ignore all this stuff, and instead of, so I have this like uncharm, charm. I can just do target dot set tamed true, right? Instead of charming the enemy. Tamped. I want to tamp him down. And then instead of uncharming, I can do target set tamed false. And Okay. I'm going to remove that. I hit him with my arrow and say, if hit char dot is tamped. Apparently, I have to type that and ignore it. So you can't shoot a tamed guy. And I could work on like I could put a timer on to untame him. And that's effectively what this code will do. So those two changes should. Yeah, no, it's worth trying tamed, and I might be able to modify the behavior of a tamed creature too. So that's good lateral thinking. But I'm just super curious because their code looks like my code, which is kind of why I chose that in the first place. But theirs doesn't work. I mean, theirs works, mine doesn't. All right, tame you. Okay, now he's there he goes. He's tamed. What are you doing, buddy? All right, so he did kill that boar, didn't he? I don't know why he was running around like a madman there for a bit. All right, now he's untamed. One boar. Maybe taming him really like freaks him out. Well, he's doing a decent job of chasing after the boar. Not great, but... Oh, arrows. Alright, so now I got them both. It's a good question. Boars have special handling. Got him. All right, boars. Boar loves me, but not enough to defend me with his life from another boar. I mean, he's just standing there. Why are you... Oh, there he goes. There he goes. What was that all about? Now he's doing circles. He's got the fraps. Puppy fraps. Yeah, so this is what I was saying before, which is I don't, like, I abort the hit to them so they don't know that they got hit. Yet, when I tame them, they kind of lose their mind. What's he doing? Alright, now if there were a non-boar enemy here, maybe he would be less random. Definitely yes. Here comes a grayling just out of the blue. So he does a decent job when there's enemies around, but I guess he doesn't know that he hates other boars. Let's see what happens if I take off running. Does he come with me? More or less. Oh no, wait. Charm broke. Come here. Go down, you maniac. Alright. He's following. Railing. Oh, he's just gonna frickin' kill it. Quick. Gotcha. Oh, it broke. 30 seconds making it hard to juggle these guys. Alright, we all friends? We appear to be all friends. Well, I think I can fix the boar thing. Do a test. Where's my portal? Dude, where's my portal? I really don't know. Here we have a volunteer. Hello. There it is. Boar on board does not work, but I know a way around that, I'm pretty sure. Alright, I charm you. I charm you. I wanted that neck. Oh boy. Alright, I'm going to pull out that tamed stuff. Oh wait, I want that one. It's tamped. Start coroutine. Alright, this allows him to be hit if he's not tamed. Then capture for charm. Charms enemy. And then uncharm. Let's get rid of that ZDO stuff. Remove charm effect, set tamed, false. Alright, so uncharm enemy. And then what I'll do is I'll just make this do this. Just return. Just don't do all my other crap. Don't mess with the AI at all. Charm enemy, set tames to true. And then I think what I can do is to fix the boar on boar violence, I can set his AI. Okay, so I actually want part of this. Leave his faction. And then get his AI and set what? Just his character group. I think that will cause boar on boar violence. I could be wrong. So we set tame, we don't, and then we return. Set tame true. We leave his faction alone. And then clear his character group. So set tamed, what does it do? Yeah, it just sets that. RPC set tame, set that CDO variable as tamed. Now, video vars as tamed. Analyze assigned by video vars read by is tamed. If only there was a portal bot, yeah. It's so simple, Christine. You want to see the code? It's so simple. Like, it's the dumbest, simplest, and it's like got like 9,000 downloads or something. Yeah, as soon as let me test this, I can show you what it is. It's like nothing. I think that's why people are using it. It's just, it doesn't do much and it doesn't conflict with other mods. But it just does what it needs to do and nothing more. You know, I'm not trying to do anything too fancy. All right, that got tamed. So is he tamed? Can I pet him? Okay, he's still attacking my portal, but maybe there's something to be done about that. Let's try boar on boar violence. Spawn boar. Spawn boar. Alright, you gonna go kick some boar ass? Go get that guy. Yeah, see, now that fixes boar on boar violence. They don't know that they're supposed to be sworn pig friends. So maybe that combination is workable. Question is now, can I recharm him and can I portal out? And he's still charmed. So what's he doing now though? He acting all cray-cray. What's going on? Oh, hello. Oh, Jesus. Violent fucker. Alright. Charmed. Going through the portal. Alright. Portal out. What's going on with Boar Boy? So it's been 30 seconds and charm broke. In 30 seconds and the pig is dead. Oh, he's still charmed. Alright, let's see if this breaks. Of course it won't break because he's tamed. I don't have any timer to untame him. But it did save his state. This guy's still tamed. Can't pet him though. Alright, is he going to come with me? I know boars are... Okay, that was the thing, right? Nope, he's coming. Doop, 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 doop. Hello. Coming with me, or you just want to come visit Hildir? The little monster. No, he's just hanging out back there. He's not following me. That's the problem. So the boars do it because they're meant to be tamed, but this guy, he doesn't know. He's got his own agenda. So if I tame them and I force them to set me as their follow target. Alright, want to show off, dude, where's my portal first? DWMP. Okay, so if you ignore the commented out code and you ignore the code that I added for Keepa, which is a command to like enable going through old portals and automatically fixing them. Yeah, so the patch is basically this. I patch player place piece, where if you place a portal, it adds a pin. I patch drop resources, which is called when you break a portal. I test to see if the thing that you broke, and that's like hitting, I guess, my middle mouse button on with the hammer up to break something. But if you do that on a portal, and only portals have a teleport world object on them, component on them, then I remove the portal pin. If you set the text of the teleport world object, which is only a portal, it renames it a pin. And if you teleport through it, and this one was for Keepa, you create a pin for an existing portal that doesn't have one. And that's it. That's all it does. Yeah, that's the whole kit and caboodle. Like 4 lines of code, really. The wolf follow. Interesting. I don't know what distinguishes the wolf follow. Yeah, so I mean, it's the minimum you have to do. Like I like taking code out instead of adding more code, like make things simpler and simpler. So I just messed with it until I found the smallest thing that would do what I needed to do, which is why I like this tame idea, because it's got most of what I want, but they're not following. So the next thing to try is seeing if I can set the follow target for the AI to be the player while it's tamed. I don't know where the wolf command stay follow is housed in the code. If I look at follow, there's a base AI follow function. There's a follow player object. I bet this is, oh, this looks interesting. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is something else. I think it's a camera related thing for the camera to follow the player. Yeah, that's not what I want. There's monster AI follow target, which is what I'm working with. Get set follow target. Tameable. Update saved follow target. Tameable. Is tamed, is hungry, tameable. So I think drop saddle, soothe effect. So this gets this tameable object looks like it gets created for anything that can be tamed. Clearly I can tame a grayling. He isn't doing what I want him to do. So maybe the trick here is to figure out how the tameable is set up for a wolf and just do that for everybody. Commandable. Ah, yes. All right, so who creates a tameable object on what? Used by all kinds of crap. Pet awake, pet interact, saddle, procreation for chickens. Monster AI does something with it. Let's see, it's on the character, but I'm looking for not the string tameable, but the object tameable. Awake base AI. So it looks like every AI has a tameable object on it. So if that's the case, then I can say, let's try it. Commandable, right? Is that what it's called? So set follow target. You know what? Rather than doing that, I'm going to say monster AI dot m command. No, what was it? It was the tameable object. M tameable. So I want to get tameable object. Get the component off the enemy. And if it's okay, and if it's valid, I want to say tameable commandable equals true. And wait. So this is interesting because this is using the AI's like the built-in system for what it's intended instead of what I did, which was just clobber it, cut off all code code execution after it, and just go. I have you now. That was my approach. Is a very barbarian. Slam my own code in on top, disable the existing Valheim code. It's definitely the brute force. So tameable command. Where's that? Command humanoid bool. So it's what's it say? Command. RPC command. Let's see. Set patrol point, set follow target, reset patrol point. Patrol point being like stay here. It's like a 1-point patrol. Monster AI get follow target. So maybe setting the follow target. Well, let's see what happens. I'll just run this and see if suddenly everybody behaves like a wolf. Maybe they will. Yeah, you'd have to ask them, but I'm sure I can do that by default. Yeah, well, it's good ideas. I like anything that simplifies. Still super curious why my charm thing wasn't working when it looks like it's doing the same thing they're doing with tamed. All right, you're commandable. I can pet you. I can rename you. That's boar behavior, so it's not commandable true. Let's spawn a grayling and see if I get anything on him. Nope, still not commandable. So that did not work. The grayling. Are you my buddy? No, you're just wandering. Oh, you're gonna kill that boar. You're gonna die, dude. I'd shoot him for you, but I can't. He wants to attack him. Do I set the follow target? No, I wasn't setting follow target. Whoa, boar. Holy shit. Chill, buddy. The boar wants to follow me. The grayling looks like he... has his own ideas about what's important. The boar will follow me, though. I bet a wolf would follow me if it didn't fucking kill me like straight off the bat if I spawned one. I guess I could do God mode. Oh, you scare me. Alright. So I can pet him and rename him, but I can't command him. Why? And he'll follow me because he's meant to, right? Or he won't because... No, he will. Okay, so there's something with tamables that I need to... Couldn't rename him. He's beating the snot out of me. Wolf with 2 Fs, yeah. Alright, well. But he's not acting like an actual tamed wolf, is he? How long are they keeping the drugs on their system after the release? But I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, the you mean the speed? It's permanent. Oh, that's funny. He's taming, but he's wild. Oh, that's not. Ouch and stuff. Knock it off, Wolfie. Alright, so there's more to taming than meets the eye. Let's see if setting a follow target is all I need to do to get a grayling to follow me. So what does this mean? That means that... Well, I still have the problem of untaming them. Right? No, my code is doing that. Yeah. My code is doing that. I killed him? Did I not launch? I didn't launch into Pacifist, did I? Feels so satisfying after testing this game mode to just shoot something and have it die. It's kind of sick. It's like, oh, I killed a thing. I did it directly without having to convince everybody around me. So how long have I been going? About 2 hours? Is my energy drink wearing off? I got this douchey energy drink on the drive home to try to stay up and do this, called C4 Ultimate Energy. It says 3x Tri-Stim Experience. It sounds awful. I'm sure it's like taking a week off the end of my life. Alright, you're charmed. I wanted to try the grayling. C4. It's plastic explosive for your brain. How is that even a good thing? Grayling. Alright, gonna follow me, or what you doing? I think he probably overrides the follow target. And he is following. You gonna attack, though? Or are you only gonna follow? Oh, he's gonna... Looks like he wanted to attack that boar. Yeah, he wants to attack him. Maybe? Take a swing. Looks like he was about to. Come on, weak knees. Get out there and swing. No, he didn't seem to be. Maybe I need a gray dwarf. A little stronger. Ouch. Okay, you're my friend now? You're throwing rocks to that boar. Yeah, he looks like he's... There he goes. He's attacking him. Can't pet him or anything, right? The boar hates him. He wants to kill the boar. All right, good gray dwarf. You're gonna follow me now? Oh. All right, follow me. Setting follow target is all I have to do. Then that's easy. Seems to be following. How close does he want to get? No, he's not. All right, the real question is, will a bear try to get right up in my grill if I set him to follow? Spawn Bjorn. Holy shit, that scared me. He's following. Good bear. He still gets pretty close. Yeah, he wants to be right up next to me. Aw, good bear. Wish I could pet him. Yeah, coming back to normal boat speeds. I know I'm ruining Valheim for a small group of Valheim speedrunners. They can't unsee 10x boat speed. Yeah, so he's still getting right up in my grill. So the follow distance thing, it must be a variable in there somewhere. We'll see the speed, I think, is like the speed modifier is applied with that change that I did before, which is setting the yeah, charm variable, which never unsets. So you set it to true, and then it's always true. And I feel like if I could figure that out, I'd be pretty close. But this tame thing might be the way to go. Because it's slower, like it's fewer changes. Follow distance? No. Follow player. Analyze who calls this. Date update and follow player. Oh, there's that camera follow player thing. Monster AI follow. Sign by, read by, update AI, update target. Get follow target, so update AI. Let's get follow. While the bear screams in the background. A little unnerving. So if follow is set, then call the follow function. The follow function does a move to the game object that it's following. Distance is set to 0, so the follow really tries to pull you straight up into its grill. It's saying, go right, stand right on the guy. And the function move to does let you specify a distance from which you want to go and whether you should run. Here it looks like run is only set if the distance is greater than 10 meters. So it slows down. And then here's where it stops at 3 meters. So it tries to move directly on top of you. If it's 3 meters, less than 3 meters away, it stops. So what I could do is I could patch this function and replace it with something that's closer to what I want. And then the monster wouldn't get so close. The 3 meters is close with that bear because he's so big. But I don't think they ever intended the bear to follow you and be peaceful, right? By the time he got up there, it would just blast you in the face. Hey, Thread, what's up? Oh yeah, no worries, man. I've been testing a bunch of stuff, and I did come across an exception that was getting thrown when the player wasn't loaded. But I don't think that was your issue. I think it you were getting that well into gameplay. So yeah, I still have yet to look at that one. I'm so brain dead right now. I'm slowly working my way through my list, and I think I'm still on the first one. But I have this C4 energy drink, which I'm sure is going to cause like a myocardial infarction. C4, and I was talking about how like C4 as an energy drink is hilarious to me because that's a plastic explosive, and so like how is that good for you at all? This can is very colorful, and it has this 3x tri-stim experience, it says on the front. And the tri-stim experience appears to be supercharged energy and bold flavor, and maybe something else. I think it's probably burning my candle a little too fast, but anyway, I'm trying to stay awake so I can focus on this. So let's see. Yeah, so we're playing with taming right now, and taming appears to be more stable than what I was doing. Did that not hit him? No. Okay, yeah, it didn't. Taming appears to be more stable than what I was doing before, which was a whole handful of stuff. Oh, you saw the last 2 days have been exciting for me. So let's see. I got him tamed. Bunch. Okay, there he goes. All right, you're my friend. I'm gonna portal halfway across the world. Oh, hey, Derek. I'm gonna tame you. Or try. There you go. Come back and check on my bear. And I want him to still be tamed. I think that was less than 30 seconds. Uh-oh, he sounds pretty aggro. No, he's still tamed. Good. All right, so that is at least an improvement on what I had. And if he stops trying to kill that... Okay, kill the grayling. Now follow me. So follow target. It's probably reset at this point. Hi. Hello. Come over here. I am here. I am here. Kill me. No. Okay, so what's happening here is he's not untaming, which is actually similar to my problem with characters getting unloaded when I went through a portal, so that's a bummer. Are you coming now? What was that all about? So he's stuck as tamed now. Follow me over here. No. I bet he will. I bet he's doing some AI timeout right now. He's not dark anymore. You're right. Pixel has a working brain. He's been pointing out a lot of things that I should have found obvious. He's like, "What about this?" Like, "Oh yeah, oh you're totally right." So it's been super helpful. Yeah, see, he's still tamed, but he's not dark, so he's not charmed. He's just tamed. Okay, so we're not quite there. We're not quite out of the woods with this one yet. Yeah. Okay. All right, so it appears tamed has the same life timing issue that my little charmed hack had. So that's not gonna do it. I like it though, because it's close to what I already want and it's out of the box, so I don't somehow it's not perfectly stable to just slam a bunch of values into a monster's AI and say, this is gonna work. But this tameable object sounds interesting. And I think if I can get that fixed, what am I trying to say? If I can fix the portaling issue when the object gets unloaded, no, I think I'm back to thinking I'm back to thinking that maybe a status effect is the right way to do it and just put it on him, and rather than trying to do it with my little coroutine. Because I think when the character gets unloaded, my little routine terminates. Because it does, excuse me, it does dispose the enemy, destroy the game object when I teleport out, and then it recreates it when I come back. And when it destroys it, it doesn't play nicely with how I'm trying to capture the guy. So I'm trying to use this coroutine that like charms him. It loops and waits, running in the background until he either dies or the timer expires, and then it uncharms him. And I think if I do this, and while it's running this routine, it disposes him, I think it just dumps out of this function. It like kills the function and never executes the sort of post-amble part here and cleans him up. And maybe this method is just not suitable for this. Let's see, Pixel is saying stuff. Let me look. Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's just not, I don't think it's set up for. So my first thought was I would patch on destroy and then do cleanup here. Although that may still work if I use, let's see, what's it doing? Does this crap sets the original faction? I'm gonna have to store that somewhere else. Removes the pin. I need to roll all this into if the thing gets disposed. So I remove the pin, remove it from my list. So I guess the thing would be remove uncharm enemy. And setting the faction back, which I don't know here. Meh. But maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. When it recreates him, it'll recreate him at his original faction. Let's try this. We'll just uncharm him, which in this case just sets tame to false. And then this way, if I teleport out, it kills him. It has a chance to set tame to false. Then it hopefully will save that. Maybe it won't. And then when it recreates him, it'll recreate him with the tamed set to false and his original faction. I don't know. Maybe. All right. Save tame still works. Oh, actually, save tame still works because it's a bug. All right. Kill all, spawn boar, save. So, okay, this will be a better test case. All right, you stay there. So now it dumped that boar out of memory. I know this because it says on destroy boar. Okay. Oh, Thread, if you're still here, I was curious if when OBS freaked out, whether Valheim looked normal on your screen, or if it was doing something weird, or if it was totally frozen. He's still charmed, but he's... Nope, same effect. So that had no effect. That means his faction is correct. He was recreated without me. That wasn't what I wanted. Also turned all this crap back on. God, I want this stupid thing to work. I think the status effect, dead frozen for multiple seconds. Yeah, that's what it looked like on stream. So Valheim was actually frozen. So one way that can happen with Beppin EX is if you, and this looked like what I saw on the stream. Yeah. So yeah, I was curious whether OBS was reflecting what you saw in the actual game window. If the game window is frozen too. So what can happen is if you've got the Beppin EX window and you select text in it, and it tries to scroll, there, and so it's basically frozen Valheim until I don't think this is necessarily what happened to you, but it just stops it dead, and that's because it's waiting for the log. It says print this to the log, and the Beppin EX log system goes, okay, here you go, I'll print to the log, and the log is frozen. Valheim will just wait for that to finish, which if it never finishes, it'll just sit there. So it sounded like maybe a log interaction, like if the log was spewing a bunch of crap, that might have happened. But yeah, I'm not sure, because if it came back on its own, it wouldn't be something like that unless the mod was just dumping a huge pile of text, like a ton. But I definitely suspect the mod, if rolling back, it hasn't happened for other people, which I love a non-reproducible bug. It's great. But the fact that you rolled back and it started working totally sounds like something I'm doing. So the boars work with taming because taming is, they have a tameable object set up normally. The Greylings don't follow you when they're tamed unless you set the follow target. And then nothing untames because this coroutine I'm using is kind of a crappy way to handle it. So I think really to fix this, I want to do something that Valheim likes, like a temporary status effect change to a target. Like if something catches on fire. The way to do that would be to pinch the status effect object that they're using for, what's a short-term status effect? Something like poison or blar blar. Dvergr. Burning. Burning might be a good one. So I make a class, setup, update, and override. I think I want setup, update, and terminated, or frost effect is probably the same. Update, modify speed. What's a good? Rested. Setup. There's no update status effect. I bet this probably terminates the what? How does it terminate? Use stamina. Use ire. It's all right here, man. This all how all this shit works. There's a stagger modifier status effect. Shield smoke. Can add update status effect. Hit point damage, apply damage. That's puke. Actually, puke might be a good one because it does a setup and an update, and then it terminates. Where does it terminate? Remove interval, remove timer. That's for removing food. Is there a built-in timer for this thing? Trigger start effects. Okay, that's where I first charm it. Then remove start effects is maybe where I terminate it. Remove start effects. And update status effects. So that looks like trigger start. So trigger and remove and update. That's all I need out of this thing. And then, so trigger tames it, sets the follow target. Removes it, sets the tame to false, and clears the target. I wonder if that works. You were being a bad tester. No, I think you were busy streaming to hundreds of people. You had your hands full. Worried about some dinky little mod, some goofy bug that the programmer didn't test. I'm not. No harm, no foul, man. Yeah, I completely shouldn't have released Pacify or Pacifist mode so early. It got even less rigorous testing than I normally do or normally don't do. But I was just so keen to get people like commenting on it, see what they could do with it. Anyway, I think the status effect method may be the secret sauce here, and maybe with tamed, and that's probably the most Valheim way to do this. So let me just start slapping something together here and see if I can get it to work. Oh, I also wanted to demonstrate how this whole patching system works because it's really interesting. We're going to call this status effect SE Thrall because that's a Norse word. Right. So the way this works, like the modding of Valheim works, is they don't officially support modding in any way, but because they use Unity uses C# as the language, and C# is an interpreted language, so it's not compiled into machine code. Valheim does have a bunch of like C++ in it, which is compiled all the way down, and that's really hard to reverse engineer. But because they use C++ for most of the game logic, you can inspect it because it's not a compiled language. You can, look at the intermediate language code. There's this thing called the Common Language Runtime that Microsoft made, which these different languages all compile to this interpreted language. And the interpreted language has a benefit of having names in it. There are programs like ILSpy, which allow you to inspect any C# or various different other common language runtime languages from the DLL, and you can go poke around and get symbol names, but not all the symbol names show up. So most of the compiled in types and variables for classes all are here, but little local variables, and there's some of the information's missing, but it's still super helpful. So somebody cool invented Harmony, which what Harmony does is you compile Harmony into your C# program, which these mods are just a class. And what Harmony lets you do is when the program calls a function, it redirects to Harmony, and then Harmony will say, Harmony will let you execute code before that function happens, potentially skipping that function entirely, or it will let you execute code after that function is called. So like if Valheim does, update target, and it picks a target for an enemy AI, you can come in afterwards and go, no, this is your target, and just override it. Or you can jump in ahead of it and say, don't even try doing your target calculation. Just do what I say and don't do your thing at all. Or you can say, here, I'm going to cause a bunch of side effects and then call the normal function anyway. So it's super flexible. So what BepInEx does is provide a mod loading framework to allow you to use Harmony, and then gives you a whole bunch of convenience functions. So when you create a mod, you're basically just making a plugin for Unity, but the BepInEx knows you provide a little bit of information about the plugin that you're making, and BepInEx will find and load this for you in a convenient way and give you like cool like config variables you can write to files, and it's pretty clever. And all of this exists without the developer even having to open up anything to you. And so yeah, you can just climb around in there and change stuff, which is it's kind of amazing. So modding is just that, just going and digging through their code and intercepting stuff, and it's actually, they make it super easy. You don't have to patch into the executable and machine code or anything crazy like that. It's all pretty user friendly. Oh yeah, I was gonna write a status effect. So let's see what that one looked like. We're gonna do puke. Which one was it? I wanted to override setup, right? Base setup, startup effects. Take that. That's the base one. I see stats. That's too complicated. Wet. Wet seems easy. So we'll take setup. Update. And then I wanted to get something else from the base class status effect. Trigger start effects. And remove start effects, right? Yes. Oh, dough. Can't. Of course. So set up an update. What can I override? Can't override that one. I can't override that one. Stop, maybe? Virtual, I can, yeah. Okay. Let's try stop. So setup will do it. Update will allow me to play with it. And stop will remove it. So character setup character sets what? M character. Stop says M character. If M character, then M character set tamed false. That means that I want to do that, and then character set tamed. Oh. Tame true. Remove all this tolerate water timer stuff. And it's a basic, simple status effect. Oh. I want to set tame false, and then I want to call base stop. Thank you. Oh, override. Okay, so now how do I add a status effect? How does Valheim do it? I think it's through something called SE man. SE man. Remove all status effects. So SE man, add status effect, reset time, item level, skill level. Reset time is just resets the time, which sets M time. So I guess you set that yourself, how long you want the time to be, and then it updates it and removes it. M time, yeah, it adds M time and sends a character message. That's okay. I don't want that. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I'll just use the built-in character message. I'm kind of, maybe I'm reinventing this. Modify adrenaline. It's got all these convenience functions in it for modifying things like stealth and noise and skill and when you take damage, it gives you a chance to modify damage. That's kind of fun. I think it's just add status effect. And where's the timer value? Where does it call stop? That's the question. Who calls stop? Used by SE man update and remove status effect. stop if, oh, it's been flagged to remove, or stop if it's calling remove demister, stops health upgrade, stop, well, SCMan update calls stop if it's been flagged for removing. So how do you do that? How do you stop it? How does SE puke stop? When you poison a mob, if you portal out and back, does it remain? Doesn't last long enough to test. That's a good question to ask, though. See, I've had that happen as well, but it seemed longer or worse on Thread's stream. So you've had a like hitch where the screen froze, Pixel. That's good info because then it's not system related in any way. And it would be good for Thread to know that it's not configuration of OBS or, his Windows install or something. I haven't seen it, and I didn't see X. Okay, it did happen for you. Okay. Haven't seen it happen to X, at least in the streams that I watch. And I think he would mention it. He's kind of the guy that would mention that sort of. X would tell me, X always gives me the straight dope. That's one of the things I love about that dude. I just don't see where the status effect actually terminates here. I'm missing something obvious. You're my brain tonight, Pixel. Figure out where the termination happens. Update status effect message timers. I don't see anything calling stop. Status effect base type. Nothing. I'm gonna not for seconds. I've had it stutters. Yeah, and stutters could be anything, but they also could be this. I'm gonna quick bathroom break. I'm gonna be right back. All right, let me see if my mic's on. Check, check. Yep, I'm back. Okay, let's see. So there's a message timer you can set where it'll display a message. I don't want that. Set up, trigger start effects. Start effects. What is that? It's an effect list, which is an effect data. It's a visual effect. I don't actually want any of this. Well, maybe I do. Oh, yeah. It makes a particle system. All right, well, I'll put the pin in that for now. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. The wet effect is pretty long lasting. I think I'm on a hill here. Let me get down to the water. I want this. Doesn't matter. Any Valheim behavior is fine. Okay, yep. While I'm thinking about wet state, let me look at what wet looks. What am I doing? Oh my god, what's happening? All right, here we go. Let's look at SE wet. Has its a stats effect. I wonder if stats effect has its own timer. Well, this is interesting. So the wet effect campfire, if you're also have a campfire effect on you, then it ticks the timer down 10x. If you have status effect burning, it ticks the timer up 50x. What does that even mean? I'm getting distracted. I'm easily distractible. Yeah, so I was going to test that. Let's get closer to water. Is there any water in this deep ravine? All right, we have water down here. Presumably. There we go. Oh, leave me alone, dude. I should have destroyed my portal. A boar can probably get out of that. Alright, now I'm too deep. Let's find out. Now he's down there. I think that'll work. Maybe? What is it with you guys? Does he have a wet effect on him? It's hard to tell. I guess he does. I see little drips. Gonna hold him up a little bit. Oh, I'm not. Oh, workbench. Derp. Get myself a hole here, so to speak. Y'all hear my cat screaming in the background? She's having thoughts. All right. Oh, ran out. Sure would be nice if I could see. Jesus, guys. Would you give it a rest? Probably shouldn't have chose pacifist mode for this. Alright, pig in a pit. Get all the way down. Come on down here with me. Alright, thank you. You wet, bro? Yeah, he's wet. Alright, cool. I'm gonna die. Core. Derp. What else do, some meadows over here, maybe. Oh, yeah, you need to raise him up after he gets wet. Absolutely. Need to get rid of these bothersome boys, I think. So he's wet. You know what I'm gonna do? Alright, pig. Let's do a pig. Pig in the hole? You wet pig? Yeah, he's wet. Okay. Y'all hear my cat screaming? She's just going nuts. Super curious if I'm on my headset if you hear that. Alright, come on up. Oh god, he's under now. Now he's under. Oh, there he is. Alright. Portal out. back through, go back through. You can hear the cat. Okay. This little head's... Oh, great. The pigs went for a swim. Super useful pig. Thanks. Jesus. Okay, I'm going to wall him in. Oh, porcine menace. No, let me up, dude. So painful. Surely the pig can't jump. Damn it, come on. A building stream. Yeah, this is about as elaborate as my builds tend to go. Step into the porcagon. Alright, I did want to spawn a pig. Okay, wet pig. Alright, here we go. He's gonna pop up here. He's wet. Yeah, if you hear a child screaming in the background, I swear it's my cat. She's got like some kind of like a little Siamese in her, and so it's the part that does all the talking. Not wet. Alright. Pig not wet. Need another data point. Pig wet. Pig wet. Doesn't look wet. I don't think it's deep enough. Okay, pig definitely wet. This is the kind of thrilling content you can come to expect at the Oat Horse channel. Oh man, I have to laugh at myself that this is like a thing that I'm doing. Alright, let's try this again. Wet pig? Yes. Okay. Pig raised, went through. Is it even the same pig? Well, I suspect the pig's destroyed and recreated, but I want to know whether it sticks the status effect back on him. currently I'm thinking no. Yeah, he was in the same location, but I think it may have cleared the status effect. So this is a red herring. Let's look at the code. So this special effect manager. So when I know for a fact that when I teleport out, on destroy is called by Unity, and it's just going to remove the status effect, all the status effects on an object, and clear them out. The question is when you recreate the object, is it saving it somewhere? So when you add a status effect, okay, gets the status effect, adds it to the list. Does it store it somewhere permanent? Looks like it just, excuse me, adds it to the SE manager for the object, and then sets it up. And that's it. Then you add it. I don't see it storing it anywhere permanent. But the status effect manager object does have an RPC status effect that it calls through the network module, which has permanent storage. But that just calls this function. Let's back up. So I'm thinking no. So what persists? Yeah, maybe this isn't the way to go. Right, yeah, anything stored on the character itself, character object itself. So if I look at, let's look at character health. Assigned by, oh, it's assigned by more than that. Where are all the characters? Storage. Yeah, so here's where it, so when you set health on a character, it uses the local health variable, but it also sets it here on the network object, the zone definition object for the character. And anything that needs to store permanent value that it gets replicated over the network also uses the ZDO object. And that's what I was trying to use before with the charm flag, but I think I was using it wrong. And it's what Valheim seems to use for the tamed flag as well. And I wasn't doing it the way they do it. They use this ZDO vars, which is like a hash. So just a number. Whoops. Just a number that gets created out of a string. And what I was doing was just passing in a string that it was creating for me. It should be the same. Clearly something is different though, because this does get preserved. Like this whole process here, getting a ZDO from the MN view, the net view object, every character gets one of these to make it unique on the network. And so what I was doing, it wasn't working for me. It may be this stupid, where am I? Hold on. Blar. It may just be this, the way I'm handling the charm is to create this, essentially running a process in Unity right here. Pardon all my scrolling. I hope that's not like really disorientating. When I hit him, yeah, here we go. So on the character, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I need to create this coroutine on something permanent, not on the character. Oh shit. So if it's destroying the character, it'll dump the coroutine, but if it's creating it on something that doesn't die, maybe the coroutine will persist. And I think I can do it on any Unity object, which means I think I can do it on myself. Or what is it? TrophyHuntMod. I think I can do it like that on the mod itself, and the mod's going to be there. Oh. So the test for this would be to run charm portal out, portal in, and see if this thing still can refer to the character. Shit, I don't know if it will though, because if it dumps the character and it loads it, it recreates it as a new one, this no longer refers to the old character. Or this no longer refers to the new character, it refers to the old character, so it's probably set to null. I have to find that character again by some other method, like its ID or something. I don't know. Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't. I don't think it will. I think it'll dump the character. It'll be nulled out. Then I go hit car, and it's like, no, there isn't one, and it won't get past this. It'll be like, oh, that thing's no longer here. Wetness on player. That is true. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try that, but I think let's look at the player and see if player's effects handling is any different. Computer. All right, is there this SE manager on here? God, that's a big class. There is a SE manager on it. Where'd it go? Okay, creates an SC manager when it wakes up, and then what's it do? Well, the character is never destroyed, so it's always going to be there. Like it destroys the character when you go from the title screen, which creates one, a player rather, into the game. Oh, but if you quit, it's obviously going to destroy it. And then when you load back in, it should be there. Oh, you're saying this. Did you say the same thing I said after? Um, I, did I not read the text and come to a realization later? A brilliant brain flash. Um, what I'm looking for is something storing the player's status effects. No, wait, actually, if you relog, you clear poison, right? And it's a matter of destroying yourself, and when you recreated, poison is gone. I mean, it's a way to clear your status effects. So you don't load in wet, or you don't load in with on fire, right? So how do I look up a character by ID that's persistent? There's got to be a hash ID for a specific enemy. It's in here somewhere. It's probably a root object. No. If you relog your stambar sticks, food timers are saved. Your stambar sticks. Like it stays the same. Right, so I would think it stores those values into the ZDO. I bet there's a S stamina or S. Yeah, there it is. ZDO vars S stamina. ZDO vars. But there's a food one in here. Well, not fuel. That's probably used for smelters. Love points. S food. Food. Food might just be its own beast. What is a food? It's a subclass of player. Can eat again. Uses the food object. Update food on death load. Z package. So there's where it sets health. There's where it sets stamina. This is while loading a character. It pulls it out of this. The Z package is like the compressed version of the data that's stored for replication, I think, or just even saved games. I think he's clever, and he uses the same packing for network traffic and for saving, I would guess. Here's what the tutorials you've seen, the trophies you've loaded. So yeah, so this stuff all persists. Known recipes. Where's food? Is there anything food related in here? I got here by food. Yeah, your foods. Whoops. Your foods are here. Loads the time, the health, and the stamina bonus. Looks like. And the prefab, which food, object. And if you wanted to, yeah, an item data, which an item drop is like it's any item, material, weapon, the little thing that holds all the stuff about a thing you can put in your inventory and take out and equip and build with. And it does something that doesn't. I have no idea what that is. It's num anyway. This is a version number, I bet. Oh, good Lord. Really? I bet it's the package version number. Oh, that poor guy. Look at this. I bet this is like different save game revisions, like, and what they stored all along the way. So let's find a high one and see if it's some new feature. Yeah, flame metal is 27. So every time they update, he has to go in and say, okay, well, if the file version is greater than this number, then load the new thing I made. Oh man. Oh, that sounds painful. I guess it makes sense because it's only one way, one way street. Um, but that keeps backwards compatibility with old versions of the save file, so you can load a earlier version. Back to taming. Oh, am I down a rabbit hole? I blame the 3x tri-stim experience of this C4 ultimate energy drink for my wandering thoughts. Right. Dropped items are stored in the world's map data. But I think I'm circling around the idea that there's persistent data. There is a way to persist it. It's the ZNet model that persists data. A given spawned character isn't unique without a special ID that's used to then recreate that character. And wherever it stores that unique ID, wherever it creates and then restores it, is where I need to like store my data. I need to figure out how to refer to a character that's been unloaded and reloaded and think of they're the same person. What am I looking? What class am I looking at? I'm so sidetracked. This is hilarious. So this is how it goes when I fire up the IL spy as I start poking around. It's like, how does Valheim work? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. Where's that go? This is good though. I'm learning a bunch of stuff that I wasn't aware of. Oh man, my brain just stopped cold. I was like, I think my computer was looking at me instead of the other way around. What was I looking at? I was looking at the how you identify a character by unique ID. I think it's probably a ZDO object. And so let's look at when you create a character, how it assigns things when it initializes, because I bet it says in there somewhere. Okay, wait, character is a base type. Okay, that's the base type of, so it's character, and then player is built on that, and I think humanoid is built on top of character. Let me verify that. I think it goes character, humanoid, player. Yeah, so humanoid's built on top of character. Player is built on what? Player is built on humanoid. There's a right way to do this. I wanted a status. Yeah, players built on humanoid. So we go to humanoid character, and that's the base. So what I want to look at is when its start function, I think. Either awake or start. Yeah, here's where it creates a bunch of character data, loads models, skeleton, animations, and the Z view. Or wait, N view. So it has a net view object that gets created when this character gets created. And I think that has the data in it that we need. There's status effect manager, add noise. Wouldn't be hard to make a perfectly stealthy character, like no noise ever, but that would, I don't know that that's fun gameplay. Oh, I should look at chat. Yeah. Well, I think I originally had the right idea. I think it was the right idea is to use this freaking net view object and then use the zone data object for it. But I'm using it wrong, and I don't know why. Set type, set distant. I'm really curious about what set distant is. Wonder if distant. Persistent, type, and distant. I don't know if distant means like geographically or distant like other end of the network. And then you add it to the scene. But somewhere in here is an ID. Stable hash code prefab name. No. Oh, here it is. ZDO ID. That's the thing that makes a unique object, I think. And that's the thing that persists. So if I was able to look up an enemy by its ZDO ID, then I could get this. Then I could find the character that got respawned, I think. I think this is it. I'm just not, I need to understand how this zone data object gets created and destroyed. Like how the character binds to the old thing. Because like you come through a portal, and I think the things are in the where they were, right? I mean, there's a little time lag when you're coming through where things animate, so it's hard to know for sure. But like placed objects and I assume enemies are pretty much returned to where they were. So And for network, it would have to replicate things in exactly the right place everywhere in the world. Each player would have a view of that, which is, I think, why it's called a view. Find objects. No. Get CDO from ID. Okay. How do I look up a character from a ZDO ID? Find. I need to find an example of how they do this. Request CDO. Here's the ID. Okay. I'm on the right track, but my brain is starting to melt. Curse you, C4 energy drink, for not being longer lasting. You were fast acting, but not long lasting. Okay, let me look at my bug list. That was item 1. Let's see. Unable to recharm after portaling. Charmed may sometimes go in the water and get sad. Instant blast, but not long last. No bow on creating a new character. I still haven't seen that one. Exception, I did fix an exception, but only during load. Excuse me. During game load. Charmed Dvergr shoots you in the back. I'm going to put a pin in that until, yeah. So if we end up using tame and I untame them, which I can, and I find a better way to persist objects across the zone, then I think we're done. Taming with set target. Yeah, no, honestly, I think probably bedtime. I've been streaming for, let's see. I find that about 3 hours in, I've been 3.5 hours. I find about 3 hours in, I start to something. Yeah, that. Oh yeah, one thing I could do is make pacifist orthogonal. I love how Cookie was so funny, making fun of my stupid lingo. Well, is it an orthotoggle? That was so cute. Oh man, she's hilarious. Love watching her and Dakipa running around laughing and yelling at each other in German and jumping and emoting, and they seem like they're just having such a good time. Yeah, I think I'm going to call the stream right here. This is probably not productive, and I did kind of call it that this would be an unhinged and likely unproductive session of scowling at code and being confounded. So I actually did call that. But these are a lot of great ideas, and this has actually been a lot of fun collaborating on this with trying different things and different ways to solve the problem. Trick is finding the Valheim way and not resisting. So my early approach of just slamming things in and hoping they work is clearly for something this nuanced as AI behavior. because for the gameplay to make any sense to the player, they have to be able to predict what the AI is going to do to some degree, right? And chasing a deer across the zone or like standing in the water looking sad are not normal Valheim behaviors. So if it acts like Valheim, even like a tamed wolf type behavior, then I think that's predictable enough to where the player can anticipate what the gameplay will be and make good decisions. So I think that's the goal. And so tamed is probably the right way to go. If I can get the wolf tamed sort of behavior going for everybody, maybe that's the right target for that. And then if I can figure out this data persistence issue. Oh no, I've been actively heaving myself away from the right path. You suggested revisiting taming, and we tried that, and it mostly works and doesn't require me short-circuiting the targeting logic and the AI update logic and blasting in a whole ton of flags that I don't fully understand. So I think that was a win. What am I doing for? Yeah, so I think next time around, I'm just going to dig into how, because I need to understand this if I want to do anything more complicated or, AI related, enemy related. I need to understand how these ZDO objects work. I thought I knew, but I do not. And view. I think that would be this. I don't know. Okay, I need to put this down for a while. It's hard for me to pull away from this. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. I'm going to figure out how to wrap up a live stream. Been 3.5 hours. Thank you, Pixel, for sticking with me on this. It's been fantastic. Thank you, Thread, for coming in and realigning my thinking and offering some ideas. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, thank you, Christine, for hanging out. I hope this wasn't too boring. Yeah, we'll get this working. I want this, and I don't think there's a good shortcut to getting this functionality in the mod. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go try to collapse. See, I'll put on like the history of mathematics and knock me right out. It's actually an audio book. Tony Shalhoub recorded the history of mathematics for sleep intentionally to knock people out. So anyway, all right, cool. Thanks, guys. I'll do this again sometime when I have a light bulb. My commute's long enough that something will occur to me. But I want to see if I can get this going. I may end up rolling back. I don't know. If anybody encounters the hitching issue, I want to fix that immediately, and I'll put this aside because that's not cool. And I may deprecate the latest version with pacifist mode in it if I've got like a serious bug in the wild right now. So just let me know if you encounter it again. Yeah, that's it. I still have trouble wrapping up a stream. Okay, I'm just gonna hit the magic button. Hit the red button, Frank. All right, I'll talk. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you around.